to the Life in a Dot show, and this is Gokul. Today, we are going to take a look at the most common types of heart disease and a cause of heart attacks. Now, we'll be looking into the life of Mr. Yong who has been diagnosed with coronary heart disease. Coronary heart disease, which is also known as coronary artery disease, is the occlusion or blockage of the coronary arteries which carry oxygenated blood to the muscles in the walls of the heart. This blockage causes the blood vessels to be narrowed, reducing the blood supply to the heart muscles. You can see Zheng ordering a lot of food just to be eaten by himself. These foods are high in cholesterol and saturated fats. These types of fatty materials and other substances form a plaque which can be deposited on the inner surface of the coronary arteries. This is known as atherosclerosis. This narrows the lumen of the arteries and increases the blood pressure, developing a rough inner surface. This increases the risk of blood clot being trapped in the artery. A blood clot forms in the artery is called a thrombosis. The blood clot in the coronary arteries cuts off the supply of oxygenated blood to the cardiac muscles. Now, let's move on to our animation corner based on this week's topic, coronary heart disease. We hope you have enjoyed our previous segment.
Hey, John, you know we just ate McDonald's, right? You want to go and what? You want to do exercise? Why? I'm going to do exercise. Actually, what are you doing?
Stress. Stress that continues without relief can lead to a condition called distress, a negative stress reaction. This stress can in turn lead to physical symptoms including elevated blood pressure, chest pain, and insomnia.
Leaflet, you want me? Tennis ball.
What are you doing? Exam in 2 days' time.
So?
You don't you understand? I have to get 80%. So
Bye,
are you
bye,
trying to do 50?
bye.
Why are you so happy? You know what? Full marks.
No lah, it's not that. So good what? How much you get? 15 only.
Smoking not only causes coronary heart disease, it also causes other smoking related diseases. Smoking can be harmful to your body, and the cigarette smoke contains nicotine and carbon monoxide that increase the risk of coronary heart disease. The smoke may also affect the people around you, causing them to inhale second-hand smoke.
Hey, Zheng you.
Yeah, you look like you're having a hard time there. Yeah. What happened? Still good, man. That's all I get. 80% for. Never feel anything before. Forget all about that. Yeah, try this. This cigarette. Yeah, it'll help you, don't worry.
Hey, Zheng, you. What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Smoking?
You don't say.
Why? Oh my god, I can't believe you're smoking.
What?
Oh my god.
Slow.
Chest pain or discomfort, also known as angina, is a very common symptom of coronary heart disease. It feels as if someone is squeezing your heart. Zheng feels pain because his heart is not getting enough oxygenated blood to function properly. When blood flow to a particular part of the heart is completely blocked off, that part does not receive enough nutrients and oxygen. That region of muscle dies, and extensive heart muscle damage is fatal because the heart is no longer able to pump blood to the rest of the body. The heart muscle cells may also be damaged due to the lack of oxygen, resulting in a heart attack or failure. Arrhythmia is a symptom where there are problems with the rhythm of the heart, such as palpitation.
Preventive measures to prevent coronary heart disease are carried out by Zheng.
Hey, Zheng you. Long time no see. Have you prepared the test again? No, just fine. Don't worry, man. I can help you again. At least I passed this test. Happy.
Now, here's the most awaited newly added segment for you, the joke gallery. We hope you have enjoyed our previous segment. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America alone, killing around 13 million people. It starts at a very young age, and the person completely gets it when he's around 30 years old. Coronary heart disease can be prevented by following the QEMP. QEMP is way better and prevents coronary heart disease rather than going for surgeries. Share QEMP with your friends.
And let's prevent coronary heart disease from affecting us and our loved ones.
Thank you for watching this episode of Life in a Dot.
And we hope you enjoyed it.
Provoking Thought of the Day by today's special guest. The heart.
Alright, so let's face it folks. Too much saturated fats and cholesterol gives you coronary heart disease. And I'm gonna tell you right now a brief summary of how. Starts when you're very young, before your teenage years, when my coronary arteries begin to show streaks of fat, which build up as the years go by. This saturated fat and cholesterol of course come from McDonald's or KFC and all your other fast food joints. Now, these make my normally smooth and elastic coronary arteries stickier and injures the walls of my coronary artery. then other substances like fats and calcium stick to the artery walls, forming plaque. There's even some inconclusive evidence that suggests this plaque might be infected by densities of microorganisms known as biofilms. Now this plaque has a hard outer shell that, if broken, exposes the soft inside. Ugh. Next, platelets clot the blood around the area, which cuts off blood supply to me even further. Now this is known as the coronary thrombosis. And congratulations, you now have coronary heart disease. Alright, with so much posh talk out the way, I'll now tell you the lowdown on how exactly your deep fried chicken and greasy fries, chock full of saturated fats and cholesterol, kill people. They cause coronary heart disease, like I've explained before, and this has many dangerous and even fatal consequences. The blood clot I told you about in my coronary artery, called coronary thrombosis, will lead to a path of me not receiving enough oxygenated blood, causing permanent damage to my cardiac muscles. And this is what's known as a heart attack. The scientific term for this is a myocardial infarction. Extensive damage can lead to cardiac arrest when I can't contract effectively enough to pump blood. Cardiogenic shock is another possible consequence, a kind of medical shock not to be confused with the shock you get when someone puts a whoopee cushion on your chair. Cardiogenic shock is a kind of circulatory shock, my friend, and occurs when I'm unable to pump enough blood to meet your body's demands for nutrients and oxygen. Cardiac arrest and cardiogenic shock are all extremely life-threatening. Treatments for this range from infusion of fluids to a cardiac transplant, and I'll tell you what, my friend, they don't always work. And when they don't work, thank cholesterol and saturated fats. So now you've got a choice. You can go ahead and spite me with a delicious daily diet of oily fried chicken and greasy hamburger buns, high in cholesterol and dripping with saturated fats, or you can let me grant you a longer life.
One is squeezing your heart. One is squeezing your heart. One is squeezing your heart. Second-hand smoke. What the f?
Let's prevent.
I don't do that.
Known as angina, it's a very common